years. Welcome back, everybody, to the I Want to Meet LeBron James podcast. I'm here again on another couch that I've slept on, for sure. Studio and sleeping arrangements, that's the way I do it. I'd bounce this ball, but there's no air in it. It's just a prop today. But we got the Roastmaster General, a great London comedian, but one of the best roasters, quite frankly, I know. Ken Grinell, thanks for being on the pod, lad. I appreciate it.
No worries, mate. Anytime.
I mean, I know, especially any time I told you I was here for 2 hours earlier, so... But then I got bevied and then got lost on the tube. You know what it is anyway. I'm not going to hit you with excuses. Thanks for doing it on short notice. Are you excited for this?
Yeah, mate.
Out of guests I've had, you've probably had the most research for this. You know
you say the most research. I've thought of some ideas and written them down in my break today.
Even just pen to paper is more than anybody, more than I've ever done for this podcast. What are you on about?
Yeah. Comedians are like that though, eh? They do like a lot of like they're so like blasé with everything and kind of But I think like even just a little bit of like effort really shocks a lot of comedians. Where
for sure,
like, oh my god, you've
yeah, exactly. Like I literally you just wrote like the ink's still dry. It's still drying on there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You are a roaster, you know what I mean? I've done the UK roast battle that you and the other lads and stuff like that. You've had the graciousness of letting me host and stuff like that. I appreciate that. But would you rather like, what's a better thrill? So you crush on stage, like whatever it might be, sold out show, or you're crushing a roast battle headline and that. What do you like better?
Well, there's two sides to that. So like, if you do, the benefit of doing roast battles is like, all the crowd are there for you to be nasty, so you don't have to build their trust up to get to the punchline so that they trust you, and you know, whereas if you're going into a room and you don't really have, and a lot of the people are there for like a mixed bill, you're not like super well known or whatever. You have to build to it, and sometimes like if you've got a really heavy joke, sometimes like it depends on how long your set is as well. Sometimes it might even be even harder to get to that. You know what I mean? Whereas in roast battles, you can just come in with haymakers, but with an actual set, like you've got a bit more kind of maneuverability to kind of own the room and kind of move like kind of, I don't know, like craft it to kind of be like your kind of thing. Whereas if you're sharing a stage with someone, you're sort of, there's the format of roast battles. But then there's a lot of people who kind of vary, like you've seen Peter Baisley and people like this who kind of fuck with the format.
Well, he's almost anti-comedy with it kind of thing, isn't he? You know what I mean? He's so bad that it becomes funny again or whatever.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Or he kind of just lets the other people do the hard work, doesn't he?
Yeah.
That's the thing, and then he'll just like one retort or one just.
And it makes it really hard to kind of because if you're being so down the straight and narrow, and he's like all over the place, or there's loads, you know, people who do that kind of thing. Which again, it's kind of like that adds to kind of like the fun of doing roast battles. Like each person is different, and you kind of think like they're kind of like a conundrum of like, how do I. You know, so I would say it depends on what day, because like, but I think if you completely smash a roast battle or completely smash a gig, I'd probably say that the gig's probably slightly better. I would say
because I guess because you get like maybe a benefit from that gig when we were talking about the gong. If you smash that or whatever, then you get pushed up with the roast battle. You're like, oh well, I just throw that material away and rewrite stuff. You know what I mean? Like it isn't really.
If you were on like television and there was like you know, a league, or there was some kind
of... that's what I was thinking. So like put it on like the highest level or whatever, or not the highest, but like would you rather do like live at the Apollo, or would you rather like win UK roast battles on TV?
Yeah, that again. So if they both had the same amount of prestige, I think I'd probably rather win a roast battle then, if they had equal prestige.
In terms of like they're both on TV.
They're both on TV. Everyone knows equal amount about them. They're both like, because like people now, to see how well you're doing, they'll say, have you been on live at the Apollo? Or they'll say, oh, you're going to be on live at the Apollo.
Like
that's the gold. That's the thing that everybody knows, that everyone's like. And regardless of
even my nan knows that, you know what I mean, or something like that. Exactly.
It's like the thing that
she knows fucking nothing.
It's like the highest badge of honor. It's like the last achievement to unlock Do you know what I mean? Where like
keep the nerds involved. Yeah.
You've unlocked everything else. Like you've got all the other side characters, and the last thing you have to get where you're just like pulling your hair.
So you're
out.
completing GTA with no cheat codes. Is
Exactly.
What you're you're doing all the missions. You're not just killing prostitutes and stuff.
Yeah, you're doing all the missions like a nerd. You're going through all of it, not having any fun, but
literally, you've always got the safety on. That's not even a set. Like everybody else, just firing Uzis.
Yeah,
like...
you're waiting till the lights changed to cross the road.
Yeah, imagine that.
You're buying all your cars and clothes.
You're like perfectly parallel parking and stuff. That's so. Imagine that playing GTA, just the safest way ever.
But a law-abiding citizen.
You like rock up to a court case. You defend yourself in court. Have a parking fine. Yeah, that's
get
so
a job,
funny,
a girlfriend. Oh mate, yeah,
that's great. Someone drops money, you chase them down the street. Hey, you drop this.
Yeah. And then you accidentally kill someone, and you just start again, just erase.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, yeah.
If you could roast anybody, who would it be? It could be, obviously. I mean, I'm assuming it'll be a comedian, but like this could be dead or alive. Imagine just roasting Cosby now, knowing everything you knew.
So there's a few elements to that. So like, if it's somebody that I could just roast for being a waste man. That's different to roasting someone who I really respect as a comedian and having a really good battle. Yeah. So if I was just to destroy someone who I just think is just a dickhead. Yeah. Then I'd like to roast our government. That'd be good. Just you know what I mean.
So that's in the House of Parliament.
Yeah.
They've set up like they've got a mic there.
I can keep it clean. I can keep it clean.
Yeah. And then you're just going through the houses and you just do it like that. Yeah.
And I've got my own team who are there doing all the.
Oh, you got the fans. Yeah, of course. Yeah. Hopefully it's your team because the last time you done fucking sound at that. You were stepping on everybody's punchline. What the fuck was going on?
And that's what everyone remembers. They don't remember.
It's like you weren't even watching the roast. You were literally just like, I haven't soundbite in a while.
Nobody remembers the good stuff you do. They always remember the mistake you did. Yeah. But I was.
So the government, I love that. That's so good.
And I'd have, we'd all, all my guys.
Who would you be your best, like, Prime Minister? You want Boris, would you, I guess?
Yeah, Boris. Okay, I would love that. But he's kind of a difficult one because he's so hard to pin down and he's not really like accountable for anything. So like,
well, visually you got so much. Obviously, you know what I mean. Like that's it.
Yeah. But then like all my guys, I was saying will abide by the dress code and everything. Like all that stuff.
For sure. Yeah. That's it. Did he wear the wigs? Is that them?
No, that's
more like barristers and stuff.
Barristers. He looks like he's wearing a wig, but that's real. That shit's real.
I mean, you would be probably the second black person after Obama to be in there as well.
Yeah.
And, even that's just a big step.
Yeah, and the one that married the royal as well, but she got chased out.
Do you reckon did she do that in that? Yeah.
Well, she's a. I don't know. That's the same thing.
I guess so. I don't know. Yeah.
It's all the same thing.
That's true. Yeah. That's so crazy, that, isn't it? You know what I mean? Yeah. She's so fucking hot as well. Yeah. It's insane.
Yeah. She is going to age so much better than he does. But I am kind of rooting for it.
For sure, yeah. Oh, definitely. Well, I mean, that's it with William. You're like, get some plugs or something, man. You know what I mean? It's like...
yeah, but when you're so rich that only other people have to suffer your kind of, like, your shortcomings... Like visually, when you're so rich, like rich people dress however the fuck. Like if you're poor, you'll be like, okay, cool. I've got my paychecks come in. I've got to get this Gucci thing. I've got to look
yourself not look poor.
I've got to look so cool. And rich people just wear whatever they want. They have like.
When did you get rich then? Have you got an inheritance I don't know about? What are you on about? There's like a taxi driver or something.
That's the next point that we're gonna get to. But just. He doesn't have to be like insecure about anything. He has everything he wants, so he's just like...
that's so true. Well, back in the day, I mean, Henry VIII was a big fat. Like all the emperors back in the day were fat and all that. You know what I mean? They didn't give a shit and stuff. So because they had the power and the money to do whatever the fuck they wanted, I guess.
Yeah, when you have the power to cut your spouse's head off,
8 times.
then they like you really don't need to worry about like getting on no treadmill or anything.
Yeah, exactly. They're like, oh, your hairline's a bit. Oh, really? Well, your head's gone. So
yeah. My what? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and then in terms of like a comedian, who would you? What? Because is Jeff Ross the gold standard for roasting, or is he just the one that like
he's
known?
As? Yeah, he's known. I think he's like obviously I respect all the like people who have done roast battles and are known for roast battles.
Well, you'd have to. Cause it is a craft, isn't it? You know what I mean? Like especially the way you like. It blows my mind because after a few, I lost my fucking first one in Manchester. I'm 6-1.
Okay.
Which is definitely. What's your record? It would be like
I don't know.
Mayweather level shit or whatever.
I've done so many. I don't know.
You remember the losses though?
I remember. I think I've only. And this is going to sound arrogant, but I think I've only actually lost twice.
That's bullshit. And
I
bet you think you were robbed as well, didn't you?
No. I think I lost. Those.
Okay, all right.
But there are ones where politics comes into it. Do you know what I mean? Where you're like, you are clearly better than the other person, and the judges will be like, oh yeah, I'm going to give it to them because they've got nicer trousers. Or something.
Or you didn't say their pronouns when you were roasting them.
Yeah.
Like, I'm roasting them, what the fuck? Yeah.
Or just nonsense and you're just like, oh, whatever.
Yeah.
But
so that's probably like, I reckon, I'm trying to do the math. So you've lost 2. You do one like probably once a week, don't you, I guess? Maybe.
No, I mean...
twice a month or something like that.
Yeah, about that.
For like, what, 3... Yeah, that's a lot. So 50 and 2 and something like that.
It won't be that. It won't be as fit. It would be like... Realistically, it's probably more like, I'd say probably about 40 wins and maybe like 9 losses or 8 losses.
That's better than LeBron's playoff record, I'll give you that. Yeah, that's fucking great. That's Bill Russell back in the day, 11 straight championships,
Yeah.
That's nuts, that.
Yeah.
So who would it be then, comedian-wise? Did you say or not?
Oh, comedian-wise, who I would go against? I would like somebody who... It's like a good balance of someone who is really good, but also enough people know. Because if it's just someone who's really good...
Then it doesn't...
Yeah.
The bragging rights don't come into it, yeah.
And there's a lot of people who people assume are really good, and I don't think would be as good as people think they are. I don't think Jimmy Carr would be as good as people think he would be.
Oh, no, I mean, he's very scripted, isn't he? You know what I mean? It's for sure. Like, even those lines when he's, like, doing that... When he's roasting Big Nasty. I've seen that clip. That is funny as fuck. But how many times has he used that on a fat audience? You know what I mean? Like, there's no way that.
But he's obviously like, again, I say like I respect all like the things. I'm just saying it as just like that's how I think it will probably be. But
Ken Grinell versus Jimmy Carr.
I'd
love that.
I'd go against
Battle of the Taxes.
Yeah.
Because I know your Jamaican heritage ain't paying no fucking taxes at all.
Yeah, mate, that's what I was saying. That's what I was saying about the inheritance thing, yeah.
Yeah. You gotta share it with 18 people.
Yeah. Yeah, mate, I'll probably, do you know what? Again, and there's people who are really, like, good comedians, and that doesn't necessarily mean they'll be a good roaster as well. Like when I say roaster, I mean the format of roast battle. I don't mean just, like, destroying someone in the audience. Like, I think Dave Chappelle is a really good comedian, but I don't know how good he would be just like in the roast format. But I know that he goes for it, some of them, for other people.
Oh, did he? Yeah.
Yeah.
But also, he's like, I mean, now he's taking his fucking time hitting a punchline. You know what I mean? Like
exactly.
I don't think he'd go back to being as punchy as he was. You know what I mean? Because why the fuck would they have to?
No. Yeah, do you know what? Just anyone who wants it can get it. That's what.
Anyone who wants it can get it. I love that. Ricky Gervais, you piece of shit, yeah, innit? You'd love to fucking roast Ricky Gervais.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my lord. I love that James Acast a bit when he's on his special, he's talking about it. He's like, thank you, Ricky.
Yeah.
People who had it too good for too long, the transgender community. Thanks for taking them down a notch.
There's so many things like that where he like... Yeah, but that's the thing. That's the thing about being like mainstream as well. It's like you have to kind of be this kind of really like basic. It's stuff that's meant to be controversial. It has to be so basic. Otherwise, like, I mean, I'm sure you've done gigs before where you try to kind of, do stuff that's a little bit more nuanced or whatever.
Oh, for sure.
And then you lose like half the room, and you have to go back to the nod gags or whatever.
Oh, so definitely for sure. Like even I think I said black twice on stage last night and I lost him for a little bit or so. Just saying, I was a black guy. Yeah, just because he was a black guy, you know what I mean? So it was like, and even then, you're like, you can't even say the colour.
Yeah.
What are you on about? Like,
yeah.
That's insane.
That's another good thing about roast battles, because of that.
You can, literally, Like, I could literally be like, you fucking black piece of shit. You know what I mean? And like, you know what I mean?
And then the roast battle starts. And
Yeah,
then,
yeah. It's just in the car park. That's so funny. Well, you're a day walker though, aren't you? Because you are like Blackie Chan, you know what I mean? You've got the stuff about how you look Asian. I don't know if that's just years of Jamaican heritage. You just constantly look stoned now.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
But it was for years though. It wasn't that you got the best of both worlds. It was that if you were mixed with both, you got the worst of both worlds.
Oh, because you weren't
either. So it was but now it's best of both.
Yeah,
so I live in the good bit.
You live in the good bit. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I'm still banging on the back door. I'm still trying to get in somewhere. I'm like, just let me anywhere. I'll stand wherever you want me. You know what I mean? I'll stand next to the spring rolls. I'll help you cook the jerk chicken, whatever you need. I love that though. Another one of yours is like, which roasting it is hard. Like it's a different, you know what I mean? Like roasting an audience member, that's not because they're not coming back here or whatever and stuff like that. And you can say whatever and people fucking laugh even if they don't. Like I've lied and said a guy looks like this in the back of the room, but you know what he looks like. You know what I mean? And it just kills or whatever. But when you done it with, I can't even remember. You've done it so many times, but. What was his name? The Scottish lad, Mark Jennings, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
I was there that night. I think I was hosting that one, and you'd never met him before. Like literally, it was just off Facebook that he'd say you some stuff. Who knows if he's even telling you true stuff or whatever?
Yeah.
And then you've got to roast somebody like that.
Yeah.
Like that's crazy. And do you feel a bit bad when you're saying the shit, or you're just like you just fucking?
Everyone I've been against, I kind of get into the mindset of like. Fuck this person, like kind of thing, you know.
So you were you like, you know, like in basketball, like back in it's changed now. They're all fucking friendly, lovey-dovey. I fucking hate it. But back in the day, it was like, you know, Magic Jordan, Isaiah Thomas, they hated each other, that sort of stuff. They wouldn't even shake each other's hand, that sort of vibe.
Not that, because like there's a line where, so I'll say to people, I'll literally be like, is there anything you don't want me to mention?
Okay, yeah.
Is there any line? Because I wanna, you don't want to go to the point where it's too far. So you're treading that line of like how close you can get to it, you know.
Yeah. Any terrible stories that come from that? Like anybody like messaged you afterwards, like even cried after or anything like that? No.
I've had a few where like I'm not gonna mention names, but like people who are acting weird afterwards or even beforehand they'll do weird
take it to
stuff.
Heart almost.
Well, they'll say stuff like, you know, people will like, you know, email me with like rules of what I can and can't do, but then we'll go off and then we'll like talk about my race and whatever, which is whatever, it is what it is. But then like, because the thing is with comedians, and I'm kind of like letting people peer behind the curtain a little bit here, right? But a lot of comedians were losers at school, right? Not all of them, but a lot of them were losers at school, and they've got a complex about it, and now they've built like a life where they're somebody now. At least they are for 5 minutes on stage.
Yeah, exactly.
And they've built this reputation on a house of cards. And the thing is about roast battle is you're knocking that house of cards out from under them, yeah? So you're talking to them about stuff that brings them back.
Safety blanket, yeah.
And some of them, like, I know a lot of American comics are sort of, I mean, this is just from what I've heard, but they're more sort of like into kind of like the roast scene, whereas here I feel like we are more opportunistic. Like if they're going to roast someone who's on television, or there's a potential for being on television, or loads of people will sign up, but if not, then it's a lot of like the top end comedians will kind of just be like, why would I do roast battles? So, but yeah, in terms of like stories of like weird stuff, people, like someone, you know, people will message me and they'll be like, you know, or they'll speak to me after the show and they'll be like, oh yeah, you know, I gave you way better facts than you gave me, and I've literally said to them, like, I'll be like to them, anything you want me to tell you, let me know. If you have any questions,
that's on them, yeah, for sure.
And then afterwards, they're like, oh, like their egos are trying to make them like
almost. Are they saying it's rigged almost? Or
yeah, or they'll be like, you know, you know, because like you can say this and I can't say that or whatever, and it's just like you can tell that they're trying to do damage control with their ego, and they'll like. And I like to record my stuff and put it online. Obviously, you have to be careful with what you upload with roast battles and stuff. So if I do stuff with other people, I will show them the video and will be like, you know,
yeah.
whatever, is this okay? And then not upload it if whatever. But yeah, there's loads of stuff like that. For the most part, people are genuinely like.
Yeah, I mean, they should know what they're getting in for and stuff, you know. I mean, and then they're coming up against the GOAT. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, so that's weird, isn't it?
It's that's the weird thing to me is when someone because like if I'm going up against someone who's the champion, and I've done like 2 roast battles, and I go up and I do decently against them. First of all, I don't understand the mindset where people just like think that like say for example, because a lot of people who I battle, they'll focus on one thing, right? They'll just be like, oh, okay, I'm just going to talk about, you know, his race, or I'm going to talk about how he's one of 19, and they'll put all their eggs,
basic bitch roast,
and they'll put all their eggs into that, and then when I have rebuttals for everything, or you know, and I've got all my jokes which are all different. And then afterwards, like I can tell in their head, they think like, oh, it's so easy to be a comedian who is, you know, mixed race and is one of 19. You just say that and everyone will laugh. It's going to be so easy.
Yeah.
And then they go up and they're like, wait a minute, this is not working out
of course.
how I thought it would.
Yeah.
And then they try to kind of, you know, do all this thing where their ego can't really take the hit, and they're kind of like, you know, trying to kind of make sense of it, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. And you can watch somebody crumble.
Yeah.
You literally can from backstage. You can see when they're like, oh fuck, what the fuck, the first one didn't get them. That's why it's good when you're battling, like when I was done Dan Turner and that, because we knew each other. It is better like that, because even Dan was like, what can I say? I was like, well, maybe not say the granddad shit, and I was like, no, he'll and then that's all he did, you know what I mean? They were his best lines, and that, and then my reaction obviously helped sell it, you know what I mean? But even then, I wasn't really asked, but I was like, you know what I mean? Like, maybe not do that sort of thing or whatever. Like, exactly. But with a mate, you can do that, and then it's a competition aspect because it's bragging rights, and you know what I mean? Like we played for like fucking a round of drinks, but I mean it's bragging rights. It's that, you know what I mean? Like, all my mate when I lost to James Allen like 2 weeks ago, they're still roasting me for it now. You know what I mean? Like everybody calls me Greg Destiny now. Instead of Kyle Legacy. It's bullshit
because he made a joke about it.
No, because somebody tweeted from the Mild High Club. I went back on. They were like, this podcast. They were like, I couldn't remember this guy's name. I thought it was Greg Destiny forever. So that's everybody's putting that on posters, line up, because it's like Kyle Legacy. So they're introducing me that on stage. I'm like, fuck off.
Greg
and I
Destiny.
tried to lean into it, but they're like, nah, we don't believe you. So I'm like, God damn it.
Yeah. Greg Destiny is somebody who does TED Talks about like yoga, the benefit of yoga,
and he's in a full piece suit as well. Yeah,
he used to be a really hardcore like alcoholic, and now he's found yoga. And he's got one of those. He's got one of those wireless earpiece things.
Tony Robbins. Yeah.
Greg Destiny.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Achieve your destiny. Yeah. For sure. So I've been hating that, and then once I got this, I don't know if you've ever had some people give you like fake intel to fuck with you, but I had I was doing James Allen, and I was with Freddie Quinn, the green room of Hot Water randomly, and I was talking to somebody about it, and he's like, oh, you're doing James Allen, and without missing a beat, he's like, oh, you know about his mum, don't you? And I was like, oh no. And it's like his mum kept him off high school for a few years and pretended he had cancer. So I told James he had cancer so he wouldn't leave the nest, you know what I mean? Which is like an actual like illness where people do that, you know what I mean? Like especially mums and all that. Like maybe, I don't know what it is, post depression or sort of variation of that. So I'm like, I'm like, this is great. Like, this is amazing, you know what I mean? I was like, oh, this is sick. And then it gets to the roast battle. And I'm about to, like, it starts and like Freddie just messed me. He's like, oh, that's a lie, by the way.
Oh,
that was my closer.
God.
But I mean, I believed him because he had this locked and loaded. God. How do you make something up like that? It was like he didn't even know I was roasting them. God. He had that. So then I'm like scrambling. So I had to do it on stage. I was like, oh, this is the jokes I wrote for this. I know it's not funny now, but maybe it might be. You know what I mean? So I lost because of that.
Yeah.
And then, but it was like, so that was like, and then he was talking about it on the podcast. And put a clip out the day before, but they didn't tag me in the clip, so they knew I wouldn't see it. And then someone told me, and I was like, "What the fuck?" But just to have that, like, I mean, I didn't think it was riffing because it was like the detail he'd put in the story. Yeah. He didn't even have time to come up with it.
Yeah,
I had to give him it for that. You know what I mean? Like, that's crazy. Yeah. But that was my big closer. Was like, I had this bit where I'm like, oh, James doesn't live with his mum now, but he still goes back to visit her once a week for chemo. And stuff like that, you know what I mean? Like, instead of real chemo, she's got an olive oil drip. Yeah. That was my big closer as well, so I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that. You've got some snakes in your camp, mate.
Oh,
but you know, if he's that good at lying, you can't trust that person.
Oh yeah, no, definitely not now. Even when it's like you for a bevy, I'm like, I'm not showing up because it's going to be an abandoned gay club or something like that or whatever.
There's going to be a bunch of like people there who are going to stick you up and rob you or something.
Yeah, exactly.
You just go there and get robbed.
Shave their head. I'm like,
cover your chicken fingers.
Yeah. An old school Nickelodeon roasty slime. Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah. Yeah, no.
There should be a forfeit to the roast though. You reckon? Have you ever tried that element to it? You know what I mean, like on stage,
like
or
if you lose.
That. Yeah.
I would say that if the judging wasn't so unreliable, the judging because it has to be like a fun thing. The judging is kind of like really like so.
It can, yeah, I suppose it's like it's a hit or miss with the funny answers or whatever. Yeah.
When it's competition, because a lot of competition in competition times like the judging kind of is a bit more kind of reliable, I would say.
Well, your book just crushes, I guess, or whatever.
Yeah, and also, but they have to be briefed of like, you know, okay, you have to really be fair on who you put through and blah blah blah. But like, most of the time, a lot of the acts who go are kind of like drunk, you know.
I mean, it's 11 p.m. Yeah,
it's
exactly,
whatever. Do you know what I mean? So.
That is so true, though.
Yeah.
LeBron, if you're gonna roast him, what would you roast him on?
Everyone always goes on about his like hairline, which is just like, I don't know. Everyone says that.
Well, it's not the hairline. The hairline's fine. It's just the bald spot here.
Yeah.
So if it looks like a Wi-Fi symbol, that's what they always say. Yeah. So it's like a bald spot like that. Or
so, but I think that's you could like but a lot of people do that. So you'd have to come up with something that's like, you know. I like to kind of tie two facts together. So maybe something about the hairline and something about like Drake being his mate. You could somehow tie those together and somehow do
that's like how you do it, yeah.
Yeah, you could like those get like good.
Yeah. So you're not really roasting off one aspect. It's two combined. Oh yeah. Well, there was back in the day. I don't even know if this is true. I don't think it is. Delonte West is an old team member of his. And now he's like fucking on crack and all that. Like it's wild, like complete NBA star of that. And there was a rumour going round that like he fucked LeBron James's mum. Like they were playing on the same team as well.
Wow.
So it's like but then if you unpack it, you're like, of course he didn't. They're on the same team. You know what I mean? There's no way LeBron would be fucking having. You know what I mean? Like that sort of thing. Unless he's like, I don't know, my mum wants some dick, I don't know, you know what I mean, whatever. Yeah. Like, Deontay West was a light-skinned, good-looking man, you know what I mean? So there's ones like that where you're like, well, of course.
Yeah.
There's
and also, crackheads don't make the best life choices. So.
Yeah, that's true. Exactly.
Yeah.
He's fucking the queen, I guess. So,
He doesn't discriminate the type of crack he wants.
Yeah. Everybody thinks it's the good wash the crack. No, it's the Akron, Ohio, needs crack, and then obviously there's some stuff where you can roast him like he's like 6-4 in the finals and stuff like that.
Yeah. But that is again.
But then you roast him as a non-athlete, the best athlete in the world. It's
exactly. He'd be like, "So, what's your record?" What? Yeah. So that's another thing as well, where you have to be wary of like how they can retort you.
Yeah.
Like you can just like, and he, will tell you how much he enjoys a layup. So do you know what I mean? So you don't want to set him up for that. So
even you bring up layups, you've lost. I feel like he's like a windmill and dunks. What are you on about?
Exactly. I didn't even have to jump for that layup. Like.
Yeah. He'd have to check if you were black after you said that. He'd be like, what?
Yeah.
So we agree that LeBron James is unroastable.
You can. The thing is, you can
just let me have it for the pod.
You could roast him, but he's just like he's LeBron James. Do you know what I mean?
I know,
it's like throwing pebbles at a tank. Do you know what I mean?
It's not.
It's like. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I would love, if I was LeBron James, I would take the worst hairline ever, like, and just be like, whatever, bruv, like.
Yeah.
So what,
the McDonald's one,
even if I had a nice hairline, I'd shave a bad one.
Yeah.
I'm just doing this just because, to even the universe out. That's what it is. It's just to even the universe out.
Yeah.
You can't be given everything. So he has everything except that.
Yeah, exactly. That's so true. But in terms of like, because they always say like Michael Jordan back in the day, obviously, or the press, but he'd have to read a newspaper to be hated. You know what I mean? LeBron turns on a screen, turns on his phone, he's getting all this shit. Like the amount of like for he's the best player in the world. He's never had anything off the court in terms like even Kobe with the rape and Michael with the gamble and stuff. Never. You know what I mean? Like clean as
which is really
family man,
hard.
high school sweetheart, which is impossible in these day and age. You know what I mean? So it is tough the way.
Because the thing is,
he's opening schools for charities. It's like you know what I mean. It's too much of a nice time.
It's so difficult. Like I could walk to the shops and somebody could an incident could happen. Especially if I was famous as well.
Oh yeah.
Anything could happen. Like, I mean, obviously, a lot of famous people don't do their own shopping and all that.
Yeah,
stuff, but you know what I mean. Like,
yeah, of course.
So to have that, maybe it's even suspicious. Actually, maybe he's got paying people some hush money. He's got like a crew around him. He's a shambles behind the scene.
I mean, he's not he's had Whole Foods or Harris Farms. You know what I mean? Like he's not at Aldi. Let's be serious. You know what I mean? He's looking for a quid in his pocket to put it in the trolley. Yeah. I don't think it's going that far. You're absolutely right, but maybe.
But someone like him, I look at him, and this might be something that ages so bad, right? Yeah. We might look back on this and be like, oh my god, we should have But I look at him and I don't really get any suspicion. Whereas before, when I've seen people like Will Smith.
Yeah.
With their squeaky clean kind of persona, like something's not right. I just feel like something's not right here. And then you've seen how that's unfolded.
That's mad that he won the Oscar and now he's unbookable, isn't he?
Yeah, and that's it. It's just for what exactly?
I'd still watch. I know for slapping someone who's not even Chris Rock isn't even funny anymore.
Yeah,
I would have slapped him just.
And that joke sure as hell wasn't funny. Exactly. He should have slapped him for the joke not being funny.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. Yeah,
like, do better.
Yeah, that's it.
And here's another joke. Here's a better one.
Yeah, I know exactly.
Yeah,
that's wild. That. But let's get into. I mean, the reason we're here, quite frankly, is breaking up a brand new notepad. I hope for this.
Yes, it's only got one sentence written in it.
Yes. Let's go. Well, you've got 4 of them, so let's go.
Yeah, we've got 4. We've got 4 from the top. So we'll start from the top here. So, as I mentioned earlier, LeBron is obviously friends with Drake. That's quite a funny friendship. We've seen their kind of like. You know,
he brought him on stage, didn't he, in LA?
And Drake and Drake's kind of like he looks kind of like the beta, as most people would be, but he looks like really like he's sunned by LeBron in a way kind of thing. But I think it would be funny if.
Well, he's getting sunned by kids, like when Drake plays basketball at camps. Like, he's not a great player. No. Like that's the joke, because like all his friends let him lose, let him win. You know what I mean? Like in Popstar, where he throws the basketball in the back, he's not looking at it, but he pretends it's gone in. Like, that's Drake's friends,
like,
for sure.
Like Kim Jong-un, basically, on basketball.
Yes.
Oh, he scored 140! Yeah,
exactly.
In his first go,
so but he hasn't had a shit in a week. Like, he's doing that constipated as well, that's crazy.
And now all the women are pregnant as well.
Yeah.
Actually, that probably would happen.
Yeah, that is,
So, become Drake's ghostwriter and then have Drake introduce you to LeBron James behind the scenes.
That's true. I mean, because Drake's done a lot of shit songs. He's done some bangers as well. But like ghostwriting for rapping, you know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, how hard's that?
And I think as well because he loves the UK vibe, and I think that Scouse rap is kind of an untapped potential for him. I think he'd really jump on because he loves like the whole UK thing.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
Birmingham, London, but Scouse hasn't really. I don't feel like it's entered his like.
That's true. Yeah. This ain't bad. Don't be mad. I'm about to make you sad. You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly.
Well, you've got to throw loads of Scouse references in and stuff.
True,
so it's clearly ghostwritten.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Do loads of can of Coke. Yeah. We don't call it Coke. We call it Lemo or something like that. Yeah. Alright, that's it. I mean, I can just start rapping. That's, you know what I mean? That's easy, yeah. I mean, I'm riffing already. I'll just throw a few, like, rhymes in there, and then there we go, innit?
I mean, if you had a notepad, this is you just off the top of the dome. If you had a notepad, it'd just be game over.
It would be game over.
And then you'd meet LeBron James that way, and he'd be like, your bars are fire, Drake, and he'd be like, well, you want to know who's responsible for those? It's this guy,
Greg Destiny. There you go. That's my rapper name for sure. Yeah.
Yes.
That's great. You know the Destiny. You can't even deal with the rest of me. You know what I mean? Boom.
Destiny. I'm gonna introduce you to your maker or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's the first one. which
That's
is
the first one.
But I feel the
A
only
lot easier to get into Canada than in America as well.
that's the only reason I think that one is good, but it's probably quite difficult to become Drake's ghostwriter. Probably,
Especially because I don't respect them.
yeah, because you
That's
don't
the main
respect
reason,
him,
yeah.
and I don't think he'll trust you to keep a secret as well.
That's true,
Because you'd be
yeah.
on Instagram going, "I'm just here, ghostwriter for Drake."
Yeah, for sure, definitely.
So,
I'm tagging Ovo,
Yeah.
I'm tagging the
Yeah.
Toronto Raptors,
Yeah.
like everybody, yeah, that's true.
Pentagon.
Yeah.
So yeah, the other one.
And I'll be keep telling them, like, you gotta bring the wheelchair back. Like, you gotta bring the wheelchair back. Imagine if he just came out wanting a wheelchair, people would go crazy, wouldn't he? Like, you know what I mean?
He's got to do that. Yeah. Anyways, yeah. So that was the first one. So the second one, which is, I guess, the more controversial one, is you could become a police officer and arrest LeBron James when he's driving his nice cars.
I love the fact that I'm in LA, but I'm still an English Bobby.
Yeah.
I'm still not even LAPD. I've got the
Yeah.
hat on, everything, the truncheon and shit like that.
Yeah.
Do I have to? I don't have to Rodney King or nothing like that. I don't have to be able- no.
No, but you like.
So I don't have to go full police officer. With
No,
it.
not full police officer, but you can like get him to sign a bunch of. When you get him to like sign a document or something,
Yeah.
it could just. You move it and it's like a shirt underneath.
Transferable.
It transfers onto it, and you're like, hey.
You're like, did you make it out to
Yeah.
officer? No, you don't need officer. Just can't. Like, she's fine. Yeah.
And then
I love that.
do that, and then
Could he speed or something like that or whatever, and then I pull him. Yeah.
I mean, he's driving at like 5 miles an hour, but
Yeah.
you're just like, whoa.
So I pull over the championship parade.
Yeah.
It's going like 5 hours. That get down off the bus.
Yeah. You could do it either way. You could be like, if he's going under the speed limit, you could be like, well, you know the speed limit's 40. Do you know,
Yeah.
29.
Yeah, that's
It's
true.
40
yeah.
for a reason. Yeah, it's not just. And he's like, and then when he's confused in that, you can be like, you know, sign this, etc.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. Yeah. We actually need a photo for on file or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
Or something like that.
Yeah, you're like, oh, what? We need both of us in the photo. Yeah, this is how they work now. So that I'm accountable, we're together.
Yeah,
you can say which police officer like detained you.
Exactly. Yeah.
And just be like,
And then he like gets a close look at the badge or whatever. It's like that's from a cereal box.
Yeah,
What's
yeah.
going on? But then it doesn't matter. By then I've got the photo of run off. Yeah.
Yeah. And then basically, and then but you can be like above the board of everything else, like really good policeman, but just that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so I like this is I have to actually become I have to put in a shift.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
I have to walk a beat for 2 years.
Like you actually ace
Then
your
get
police
transferred
test.
to like
Everything
Beverly Hills,
you did so much just for this. Like
Yeah.
you go you do parking, all the shitty police jobs.
Yeah.
Speak to you work in like crack dens and you do
I'm
all the
undercover
hardest.
for a bit.
Yeah, you uncover like a Mexican cartel, all this stuff.
I gotta learn Spanish as well.
Yeah. And then that's the.
I've actually got badges, like I've been
Yeah.
commandeered, like the
Yeah.
blue pebble heart, all that sort of
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
You've got like a statue outside the police station of you. I don't even know if they do that.
I don't think they did. Imagine
no.
that. Oh,
Yeah.
oh my lord, that's crazy. I love that. I mean, I can never go back home again because I fucking now a cop in my garage. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm a snitch, but it doesn't matter. So
But just show them the picture of you with LeBron, and then like that might.
that'd be worth
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
I mean, most people in Liverpool will be like, "Who's that?" And I'm like, "Oh, God damn it! What the fuck?"
Yeah.
He owns some of Liverpool, LeBron does.
What's he own?
He owns the football club.
Oh,
He
is
owns
it?
5%. Yeah.
Oh.
He got it back in back in the day, so he's made up millions off that. He was at the Champions League final.
What?
Yeah, in Paris, yeah.
Oh.
In the owners' box and all that. People are heckling him. Michael Jordan's better. He's like, there's a game on. People are like, they're like,
That's
Jordan's better. Like,
Yeah.
literally, it was fucked, yeah.
Well, this is what I mean. This is why I say like it's just like pebbles at a tank. Like
Exactly.
yeah,
He's like, yeah, it
He's-
doesn't matter.
he doesn't care.
I know. Well, I mean, I think he did, well, Liverpool lost, so I mean, like, that probably hit him, I guess, but yeah.
Yeah.
But again, yeah, I don't think he would get check his bank account. Oh, it doesn't matter, we're fine, yeah.
Yeah, I love, but that's the thing though. You have to get like a bit of banter when you're there though. If you're
Yeah.
famous, like it keeps you
for
grounded.
sure. Oh, yeah. There's a
Yeah.
famous Skip Bayless.
I know Skip.
You know Skip?
The guy who's always wrong, yeah?
The old guy,
He just says, he always says stuff
course,
and it's wrong 100% of the time.
That's how he's making his living, literally Skip. So, look, he's tweeted LeBron, who knows how many times now, LeBron has never replied or tweeted back.
Yeah.
So it's like, he does not care. Skip's made a career out of hating LeBron, and LeBron doesn't even, I guess he's seated, obviously, you can't avoid it, like I said, with the fucking nowadays, you know what I mean? But, but yeah, he's never said anything back, which is the biggest, that's the biggest fuck you ever, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
To not even reply.
No, it is. I think there's some type of study that was done, but this is going to sound as well researched as it was.
I was going to say, you're pulling some facts out your ass here, but...
No, I know... Well, I read this, no, I didn't even read it. Someone told me they read it.
You can't even commit it.
It's fucking hearsay anyway. Well, apparently, it's more traumatic for somebody to just completely ignore you than to respond and destroy you, kind of thing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah, I would say it could, because when you roast people online or a big name, and if you reply back, that's sick. You'd share that even if he's roasting you. Yeah. But if they say nothing at all, I mean, that's
you're just nothing. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. All right, I like that one. That's in the lead so far. I do like that one.
Yeah, that one's good. Next one was right. I like this one. So you have to basically become like a kidnapper, and you have to not kidnap LeBron. You have to kidnap a bunch of shitty celebrities, but some people from Love Island.
Yeah.
And then you have to exchange them for LeBron, but you have to get as many that he is worth, right? So say he's worth 200 Love Island contestants.
Yeah. Exactly.
So,
definitely more than that.
There's not enough series.
Yeah, and the island, the land that it's on, the square foot. Yeah. No, but I know what you mean. You got all the Disney Channel cast or something. You got the Sweet Life and Drake and Josh or something like that. All of them. Yeah.
So you have to plan it out. In Love Island, people will be really easy to catch, because you could just be like, oh, we're doing this new show. Oh, there's more clout, more money, and then go, it's this way in this van.
Yeah, Love Warehouse or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You have to be blindfolded for this bit and have this bag over your head for a bit. Yeah. But then the clout's coming. Sure. Don't worry.
Yeah, exactly.
And then
when we take it off, you're in at the studio with Hollow Willoughby. Don't worry. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Fucking hell, you'd need a few, because even NBA stars, even if I kidnapped them, that would probably be
no, not NBA stars. So those are two.
But I'm saying he's so big. He's so
So you have to do someone people who are sort of known, but are just kind of a bit shit. But So Tyra Reid or whatever her name is. You don't even know what I'm talking about.
Reid.
Is that her name? The one who was in American Pie and all that.
Oh, Tara Reid?
Yeah.
Oh, I used to think she was hot as fuck.
Yeah, she was.
In American Pie 1 and 2, she was slamming. That scene where he's going down and eating a pussy, I think I had a wank to that for sure.
She was fire, but then she went to too many parties, mate. Too many basketball players.
What was she in, Sharknado and all
that?
Yeah,
that was fun. That was fun, because that's just a...
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Who else? Who else is a... Okay, so let's think of just a crap celebrity, and then you have to say
Macaulay Culkin now or something like that, maybe.
Yeah. Okay. How would you kidnap him then?
Macaulay Culkin. I can't do it. I can't do it in his house. You've seen Home Alone.
Yeah.
He's ready for that. That's a given. I've got to get him out on the street somewhere for sure. Probably not New York City, because he knows that area as well.
Yeah. I feel sorry for his postman. Just wants to deliver a letter. Keeps burning his hands.
Just grabs him on the other end.
Getting his head set on fire.
What the fuck? What do they call the sticky hand bandits, or something like that?
What's that?
There was the sticky hand bandits, weren't they? That was Joe Pesci and the other guy. What they
call
the sticky hand bandits or something
the wet bandits.
Oh, the wet bandits,
yeah.
Fucking creepier.
Yeah.
So the Macaulay Culkin, I'd probably load him in I'd set up a fake Mila Kunis account and get him in that way, slide in the DMs. Ashton does not do enough heroin like you, so I want you back, exactly.
Yeah,
and then I could just have a bunch of Family Guy, Meg sound bites, and I'd redo them. So I could even send voicemails and shit like that. So that's good. So we can get him. Let's do it with a starting 5, maybe. So we got him. We got all of the Love Island.
They count as one.
They count as one. Fucking hell. Who have we got? like maybe like a Lenny Henry or something. Like, you know what I mean? Like he's well known. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But still, like, what's he really doing?
Yeah.
Hosting Red Nose Day or something like that. You know what I mean?
Stacey Dooley, you've got to take her.
Stacey Dooley, for sure. That's a given.
If you've got one red nose person, you have to get the other one.
Yeah, of course, they go hand in hand. Yeah. Even booking and kidnapping, it's the same. You need to take both of them.
It's so easy to trap these celebrities. You literally just dangle their carrot in front of them.
Yeah.
And then that's it. Yeah.
And then maybe
who's the fifth? Because you've got 4 now, right?
I mean, like Meghan Markle or something. No, Princess beats King. I don't know about that. Oh, but maybe all overall, yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. See, maybe we might need to go American with it.
Yeah. Who's like an American person who's like, Juicy Smouye, maybe. Where you say his name?
Oh,
Jesse Smouye.
Oh, the TikToker or whatever. Yeah.
The guy who was on. What was he on? Where he's the one who pretended that he got beat up by he got beat up by those people who were meant to be like in favour of Donald Trump, and then he was like, "Oh, they beat me up." He was on a show.
The ones that raged the White House. Those people, you mean?
And he was like, He said that he was like going home. It was on one of Dave Chappelle's specials.
Yeah.
And he's saying that how all the facts I get are through other people.
Yeah. I love that.
I don't even know.
Well, OJ then we'll take OJ.
Yeah. He's the danger man. I feel like he could escape being kidnapped.
That's true, yeah, exactly. Or maybe he'll win me over with his charm. I won't let him loose.
Yeah. He'd murder everyone else when you went away and came back. He'd just have a bloody... You're like, it wasn't me! You can't prove it! The club doesn't fit!
I'm like, I know, that's why you got fingerprints everywhere, you fucking idiot. That's a great. All of Ireland, Macaulay Culkin, Lenny Henry, and it was it. Say, what did you say? Lenny Henry and who? Who's the other?
Stacey Dooley.
Stacey Dooley, yeah. And then we'll have OJ. That's a fair trade. That's a good trade. That I like that actually. Yeah. Because there are enough people that would want. I mean, those days, you all watch that. Everybody wants Love Island. The OJ thing could go either way. I feel like that's a wild card, isn't it?
Yeah,
people wouldn't care about his safety, would they?
Everyone else would be so shook on that show that it would be so entertaining, and they would try. A lot of the people on Love Island would be so clueless as to who he is, and they'd be like, "Oh, who are you famous for?"
Yeah.
And he'd be like,
"Oh, French guy.
I used to play football. You want to come with me to the woods and get some firewood?" And they'd be like, "Yeah, okay." And someone else would be like, "No."
Yeah, exactly.
And he'd be like, "It's okay. Just come with me."
I ain't black. I'm OJ.
Yeah. As he just puts on his mask. His hockey mask or whatever. I don't even know what he would use. He'd probably just,
He'd probably just have it, He didn't give a shit, did he? That was his whole thing, But also, and then maybe like an Amber Heard or something like that as well, man.
Yeah, I think she would cause more friction than OJ.
Oh, yes.
I think she'd be worse. Because the thing is with him, you just have to worry about him murdering you in the night.
Yeah.
Whereas she verbally murders you every day.
And she's taking a shit in your bed and stuff.
Yeah,
that's waking up with that.
And she's kind of like hot as well.
Alright, so just a bit of technical difficulty, all that talk of OJ and my phone. Even my phone was like, that's enough, fellas. Right? It literally gave us the light.
We got cancelled.
Yeah, exactly. By my own fucking Google Pixel 4a. So the last way I can meet LeBron.
Yes.
This might be my favourite, but it's the niches.
Yeah. This is so the last one is you open a gym for black men over 6'7" but under 6'9". And
between 280 and 285 pounds.
Exactly.
That's killing me.
Yeah.
I love that.
State of the art, 1 in a million gym. So many people want to join.
Yeah.
With money, who are just like, look, I'll pay.
But I'm there like a fucking carny. I'm like, well, you're too tall to come in, like you're too small to come in. What are you on about? Yeah.
And then when somebody meets that criteria, you think of more to get them not to be able to meet it. So to be like, does your name begin with L? Like, I don't know.
It's a little B. I need a big B.
Yeah.
I love that. And then what's in the gym? Is it a basketball gym then? Obviously, isn't it?
Yeah, it's got high altitude stuff. It's got
very
all that.
high. Yeah.
It's also got low altitude.
Groundbreaking. Yeah, of course. Yeah, you've got to have it. Yeah, it's got regular altitude as well. Yeah.
Hyperbolic chamber.
Yeah, that's a good one.
It's got you've got.
You've got the ice bath.
Moving basketball hoops that go like that, and you have to try and shoot into it, and it moves around, and you have to be like a game.
Like an arcade game. So we're getting back to the county fair aspect of it, where it's too small or too tall. So.
Yeah.
The couple of midgets in a big trench coat, get out of here! Yeah.
It's got a VR sim where you can adjust the difficulty of your opponents and play a basketball game against them.
Oh, I love that.
And you could go up against classic teams as well, like the Detroit Pistons.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and stuff like that. Yeah, I love that.
Any injury you get is only in the simulation as well.
Yeah.
So
okay. Really? You don't get it? Okay, alright. I don't even know.
Because you got to think this has to be so irresistible. Yeah.
That's true.
So it has to be something like that.
And it has to be VR because I'm turning so many people away. There's not even enough for a 5-on-5 game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
It's LeBron and some girl in heels.
Yeah.
That's it. I'm like, you guys are gonna play 1-on-1. I guess the only people I could get in.
Yeah, some like Avatar woman.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
Some like blue Avatar woman.
Yeah, for sure.
She's the only one.
Yeah. Well, that would work perfectly for the VR. And I get fucking. Is it James Cameron? Did he do Avatar?
Yeah.
Get James Cameron involved. I like that.
He can be the ref.
He can only watch from outside the window though. He
Yeah.
can't even come in himself.
Yeah.
Did you have to Google how tall LeBron was for that?
I did. I'm not gonna lie, because originally I was like, he's obviously taller than this or that, and then I was like, I'll just Google what it is, and I was like, all right, cool.
6'8". Did you think he was taller? Did you think he was shorter?
I thought he was. I knew that he was bigger than Jordan.
6'6", yeah.
Yeah, so I was like, okay, I feel like, but I don't know specifically how much bigger than Jordan he was. So
That's
I was
true.
like, yeah.
I love that then. That's sick. That's between 6'7" and 6'9". So
Yeah.
he has to be 6'8".
So Michael Jordan rolls up and you're literally like, sorry, mate. 6 yeah.
That's so funny. Yeah, LeBron brings like Anthony Davis with him. I'm like, just read the sign, boys. I don't want to keep doing this every day.
Shaq. Nah, sorry, mate.
Well, I mean, for
he'd break everything.
Yeah,
anyway.
I was gonna say it's more that I need the double door aspect of it anyway than the fucking.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That is. I love that.
He brings a good vibe though. Maybe he can be in like the canteen. That's not a fat joke. I mean, like just because he's laugh and.
He's there in morale and stuff. Yeah, for sure. I was listening to a podcast with Grant Hill on it, and they were all in the showers, and he just said to like Quentin Richardson, I don't know, it's like, you got a fat ass, man. Something like that. He's like, you got a big juicy ass. Yeah. He's trying to grab it. You're like, what? And he'd like Shaq would like jump on you naked. Yeah. All that sort of weird shit. You know what I mean? He's like a big kid. That's what he was like. Yeah.
Him and Charles Barkley.
Oh my
so
lord!
Hilarious.
You literally can't write that shit. That's perfect.
I just like they just seem like they feel like they're my uncles.
Yeah. At a cookout or something. Yeah, for sure. It's like, well, I had this 30 points in the church league or something like that.
Yeah. And then they always get to a point where one of them's challenging the other one to like some type of physical activity, and they're both like really like, you know.
They're the worst show.
Worst show ever. Right? They'll be like at a barbecue and they'll be like, right, I'll take you on it. They've just had like, you know, a whole tray full of chicken or something, and then they want to have like a shootout. And they have to just like sit down after, like their wives have to tell them just sit down.
Yeah, exactly. You know what your knees are like, Shaq. That's so funny that. Well, thanks for fucking doing the pod, lad. Plug your Instagram because I want them to see some of the roast videos that you've put up.
Yeah, mate. So anyone who is interested, I do all types of stuff. I've got roast battles. Stuff with, you know, random comedy stuff.
Heck, I put down reels.
Even like I had a bit of like animation stuff that I was doing before as well with other comedians. So yeah, it's Ken Grinell. So that's
What's the animation stuff? Sorry, what do you mean? Like a Ricky Gervais sort of show, like
Yeah,
that, like
yeah.
you voice over and then. Oh
yeah.
really?
So I did one with Dane Baptiste. Done one with I've done a few with Dane Baptiste actually.
Yeah.
Did one with Fumbi. Fumbi.
Yeah.
I did one with Alex Haddo. I did a bunch.
Yeah.
A bunch. Yeah.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
and you do the animation as well. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's you, innit?
Yeah.
Oh, that's sick. Oh, I'll have to get one of them going. That's sick.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
we could do a meeting LeBron one or something like that.
Your hair in a cartoon would just translate so well.
Would they? Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you? Would you have it like would you have it perfectly round or would you have it like?
No, they'd have to be like bits because it looks way better.
Okay.
It'd be harder. It'd be slightly harder to animate, but it'd be worth.
It'd be worth it.
Yeah.
For sure.
And then it'd also, I'd have to kind of think of ways to make you not look like Sideshow Bob, like as well.
Oh yeah, with trademark. That's trademark.
Yeah.
I get that
Not.
also.
It's just because like when you simplify things and draw a picture of someone and
Yeah.
people have already seen something that's a similar kind of silhouette.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then they always think
Yeah.
And then, I mean, it's uncanny as well.
Yeah.
The resemblance is
Yeah.
is uncanny. Ken Grinell on Instagram. Check all that stuff. But thanks for doing that. And as always, LeBron James Comedy on Instagram. I'll see you in a bit.